So it was yesterday's program, because I follow this man on Twitter, because everything he does is amazing. I love him. I don't care who knows it. He tweeted out he's on a flight, and somebody in his guy next to me in the exit row put 2 bags in the overhead. Thoughts on this? I gave my thoughts on this. Wound up with a blogger calling me a jerk. Somebody who blogs on airplane travel and etiquette called me a jerk. So I figured, let's get him on the phone. And he joins us on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line right now. The one and only, the Pro Bowl individual, all-pro individual, as well as tight end of the San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle, here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, George?
Rich, my guy. I got a couple things for you real quick. One.
Yes, George.
You know, it doesn't surprise me, you being a Michigan guy and all, that's how you treat people on an airplane.
Yes.
Two,
Yes, what's
did you
two?
say hilarious?
Yeah, kind of, sometimes. Yeah, hilarious.
I've learned a lot about you in the last 24 hours, Rich. Learned a lot.
Mr. 19D, George Kittle, joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so now, walk me through, what happened on this plane flight yesterday, George? What happened? Walk me through it.
You know, Rich, you know, I'm all for, being the first on the plane. If it's Southwest, I feel like that's way more of a scramble. Like, that's kind of a,
oh, yeah.
elbows, fist fights. You're trying to get to your seat, get the best seat, got to get the exit row. But, I'm flying Delta, nice airline,
yep.
enjoying myself. And, I got this was a late plane ticket, so there was no seats available. I was in 25B, which is not even an exit row, and then an exit row, just middle seat popped open, so I switched to it.
Okay.
Get on the plane, and I'm on it first in my row, and obviously I'm in the middle seat, so I know I'm going to get up at least once. And
yep,
guy right behind me, it's about 5'6", hops on, and he throws his roller bag and his backpack both in the overhead compartment, right? And sits down right next to me, and also this guy, he's probably a great guy. Didn't talk to him all. He slept the whole way. Bless his heart, gave me all the space I needed. So he was a great travel companion, but his feet don't even go underneath the seat in front of him. So my thought is, why would you not just put your backpack down there so then someone next to you can use the overhead compartment? It's not like he had 2 roller bags or anything like that. Like, I understand that. But he had a small backpack that could have fit underneath him. So I was just curious what, the world's, flying etiquette was. And, I like I said, I learned a lot about you yesterday.
So what was your crowd? What did your crowdsource glean on that subject matter? What did the crowd say when you're crowdsourcing it, George?
I would say about 5% of them went with you. They said it's a free for all, and then about 90%. I'd say the other 5% was. I'd say 15% was asking questions like, "Oh well, maybe it was his wife's and he was carrying it for her."
No.
People read between the lines way too much on Twitter. It is what it is, black and white. He had 2 bags by himself, threw them up there, so he was by himself. But I'd say about 80% of Twitter is pretty angry at him, which I agree with. I'm all about, mannerisms. You sit in the middle seat, you get both armrests. Like, I thought that was established. Like, I thought we were civilized people out here.
So, okay. What I said is that when you get on, you use your space best you can. And I'll be honest with you. I would normally take my rollie and put it up, and then my backpack, I would put that under the seat in front of me. But if there was extra space, I would then throw it up there. That's what I would do.
Sure. Rich, I'm with you there too.
Okay.
You're sitting there and it's like half empty flight. Oh, for sure, throw your stuff up there. I don't care where it goes. But it was a totally full flight minus 1 seat in the back. So it's just like, there could be someone on there that needs to put a bag up there. Do you really need your backpack up there when, again, nothing against short people, but if your feet don't touch the ground on the seat in front of you, do you really need to not have your backpack in the seat underneath in front of you?
In exit row, were you allowed to put the seat underneath a bag in the seat in front of you on an exit row? Sometimes I'm told I can't.
Tell me one flight you've been on, one airline that has done that. I mean, are you flying Spirit religiously here?
Spirit.
No, just usually they don't want anything on the ground in front of that exit door. Sometimes
they don't want anything on the ground, but if you can stuff it underneath, then I think it's all
okay.
That's what you're supposed to do. Because I mean, the wonderful flight attendant from Delta yesterday said, "Please," she said, "Hey, sir, can you please put your backpack on just a little bit more in case of an emergency?" And I said, Yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking me so much.
Is that an exact quote? Is that a verbatim transcript of the exchange? With
you're right, Rich. Hey, there's one thing I will never be rude to. Well, I'm really not rude to anybody.
I know that.
Flight attendant, because they deal with a lot of people out there. But I'm not going to be one person that they deal with. I'm going to be a nice smiley face looking right at them and listen to what they need from me.
All right, so George Kittle, so you sit down in the middle seat and boom, right arm, left arm, right on those, and you get the back part of the armrest, right? You get the back, or are you a front armrest guy? Where do you put your arms on the armrest? What do you got on that?
Well, so this is my thing. If I'm ever, because I would prefer to travel first class. That's how I like to fly. I could not yesterday. Mm-hmm. But if I'm ever on the, if I'm in the aisle, or if I'm a window seat guy. I don't know. That's kind of weird for some people.
That's me.
Against the window.
Me too.
Because I like to lean my head against it. I like to sleep the whole time.
You also don't want to get up. Who wants to get up, George?
I don't want. If you have to go to the bathroom, I don't want to get up 2 times for you in within 5 minutes. That sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. So I sit in the window and I sleep.
Yeah.
And the person in the middle seat gets both armrests. I don't care if it's front. I don't care if it's back. Now, if they're not using them and you're on the side, you can definitely use it. But if they're using it, you got to give them the middle armrest. Like we talked about, Big Cat and PFT are big on this. I'm part of my take. They've argued about this too. It's you get both armrests, and it's I don't know. People that don't respect that are barbarians to me.
What was our big to do about that years ago, Chris? Did we sit?
We actually didn't have. It wasn't a take we had. We just kind of threw up a poll,
which is what?
And I forget what it was, but it went super viral. Over 100,000
about an armrest, right?
Yeah, about the middle seat armrest.
Did I say that you're not supposed to get both armrests if you're in the middle seat? Did I say something like that?
Rich, Rich, you're diabolical, man.
I think you were consistent with it's just kind of if
first come, first serve.
First, you stake your claim like the old West.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, you said you threw out your arm once because some guy got both armrests. Did you, George? Did you know that you could get hurt if you don't? You know,
hey, I've gotten in some elbow shoving matches back in my day. I definitely have.
You couldn't lose those though, right? You won those. You had to win those.
No. It usually comes down to I've had a guy. I was sitting middle seat, and a guy knocked my elbow off so he could take it.
Oh.
And I just stopped and I just looked at him.
Oh.
And I stared at him until we made eye contact. And this was, I was in college, I think, for this. And so, I'm not, big strap, and I'm not, no one knows who I am or like that. But I just stared at him until he looked at me. And then I just took my elbow and I just shoved it against his and I knocked it off. Oh. And then he looked at me again and he didn't touch the armrest again. I'm saying, you shouldn't have to establish dominance. Like I said, it's a society. We're all in this together. And it just makes no sense to me how you can think that you get the aisle seat, all that leg room, and you get both armrests. We're spoiled as a society, Rich, and I just don't know if I'm okay with that.
That's some Hawkeye toughness right there. That's Hawkeye toughness right there.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Michigan blue and gold blood.
Excuse me, it's maize. It's maize, okay? It's not gold, it's maize. That's the official color. It's maize and blue, okay?
Whatever you say. You guys get so sensitive over there sometimes, I swear.
George Kittle here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so what's your this is the one you didn't respond to. By the way, we were going back and forth on Twitter all day yesterday. You didn't respond to this one, George. What's your 2 cents on reclining? I don't get the...
Oh, okay. So this is my take on reclining.
Yes.
I always look behind me. If there is a tall gentleman behind me, I recline it a little bit. If there is space behind me, I'll go full back. And I'm also okay with someone to lean it full back on me if they can. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I got no issues with that. But again, Rich, I sometimes struggle when there's when a person whose feet don't touch the ground and they take up all that space. It mildly torques me just a little bit. I will say that.
But the button's there for you to use. The
I agree.
seat reclines.
Totally agree. How about this, Rich? Yeah. I just think when people put it back, they should just be nice about it, and not just slam it back they're just going at it, listening to head bop into 80s rock music. I'll casually slide it back, so in case someone's leaning forward, I don't hit their head or something like that.
Yeah.
I've had guys before to just throw it back at me, and I was like, "Geez, Louise, guy, you almost gave me a concussion."
Because body weight can carry the seat back. So what's the ratio? You look back, you could sense somebody's like 6'2", so you got a 45 degree. You don't go the full.
No. When I say tall, I'm talking like 6'5" and above.
Oh,
minimum.
Okay.
Like I'm talking like I'm like an athlete. If I see an athlete, I'll be respectful. But a majority of the time, I'll go full recline.
Now, is this what it's like on the Niner team plane as well? Like, is this the etiquette? Like, who sets the etiquette for the 49er team flight? Is that what it is? What do you got?
You know what? I got two things for you. Well, one, bless Georg's heart. He's wonderful. We have a massive plane, and everybody, you either get, so it's like it has 3 seats on the side, 4 in the middle, I think, and then 3 on the other side.
Wow, that's a wide body. Damn.
That's a big one. So they also, Richard Sherman, if you're one of the starters, you get to be in one of the recliner beds too. He got us that one a couple years ago. Bless his heart.
Oh, Richard Sherman.
Yeah,
that's throwing elbows.
Sherman, he's wonderful.
So
Thank you, Rick.
Does Trent Williams, do you recline back into his seat or what? What happens?
No, so like I said, the starters get those. Well, they get like the beds. We get the bed seats if you're a starter, which is it's awesome. Williams does sit in front of me, but you're in the bed seat. It doesn't affect the person behind you at all.
So does that mean Trey Lance gets the bed seat now? Is that what happens now?
Well, that's a nice segue right there, trying to get me to talk about something like that. Wow. I will say Trey was back, where the rookies sit. And who knows? I don't know what our quarterback room looks like right now. All I know is that I'm driving into an airport, a nice Minneapolis airport, and looks really nice right now.
What about this one? Did you move into row 19 in support of Deebo? Did you do that?
Wow, that's smooth. That was actually, dude, you're on one. Who writes these for you? I will say that
By the way, those were two items I just tried to put in the overhead with you right now.
He was very proud of the 19D this morning, George, before the show.
Yeah, he probably thought of that one. Yeah, who gave you that one? You're incredible. No, like I said, it was the only seat available, so I just kind of clicked on it, and 19D for 19 Deebo. Wow.
That's it.
I do support Deebo, though. I hope he gets all of his money. That man deserves it.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. So, all right. So you're going to the airport now. Are we big chair on the way home? We got that secured?
Oh yeah, no, we're fine. I'm flying first class to California.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're good.
It's very nice to be able to do that. And I'm very happy that I'm able to do that now because the amount of flights I've taken, not even an exit rows, being 6'4" is not the most fun.
Of course not. So, and then you went out to Minnesota, right? I saw on your IG, right? You went out.
Yes.
You dropped a puck. Did you drop a puck somewhere?
I did drop a puck. It's funny. So it's called the Beauty League because there are a bunch of buttes out there, and it's a summer league for all the NHL college players that live in Minnesota or the Minneapolis area during the off season. And they're like, hey, they tried to get me on skates. I was like, I think John Lynch would kill me if I try to do that right now. So not going to do that one. But I got to drop a puck. And they actually, they didn't even let me drop it like ceremonially, like a ceremony thing where they get out of the ring. They literally had me drop the puck and game started as I dropped the puck.
Wow.
So I'm in the middle of that.
Nothing ceremonial. You literally started a competition with it.
I did. It's fun too. It's 2 20-minute periods. It's 4-on-4. It's an absolute riot. Like I had an absolute blast out there.
Did you see the way who dropped the puck?
Micah Parsons.
Did you see that video at some point?
I did. He threw it. I've never dropped a puck either, and they were like, "Hey, come drop the puck." And I asked. I said, "How do you drop the puck?" Like, let's just give me a quick coaching tip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good now. Let's do it.
Yeah, you kind of hold it out like you're timing a 40 with a stopwatch, right? And then you take it and you throw it down. But Micah just went out and he just kind of dropped it. He flipped it. Like, is that it?
It was like he was tossing a quarter in like a mall well that you make a wish in.
No, that's funny.
Oh my God.
Micah. There's a lot of torque in there. He's still learning how to use.
He's got a lot of torque. Hey man, George, thanks for the time. Thanks for the content yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, that was great. And so you head to training camp next week. So is this your last travel before training camp? That's
yes,
it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm heading out a little bit early to go hang out with my QBs and
Go see if just go hang out in the California sun, get used to that heat a little bit. You know?
Yeah. So how was, just if you got another minute, how was Lance at the Tight End University? That was the last time we spoke, that he was going to come out there with you guys.
I know. My guy Trey unfortunately couldn't make it.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's actually, I told him I'm going to have to give him a hard time about that for the foreseeable future until he throws me a touchdown pass. So.
Well, that'll be week 1. That'll be week 1. I look forward to that.
Look at you speaking things into existence, Rich.
That's what I do for a living.
For all the Niners fans listening, I didn't say that, he did.
That's what I do for a living, George. I do that for a living.
You really do. You're one of a kind, Rich.
All right, safe flight. Hopefully somebody behind you is only 6'4" and below. I'm
going to go 4 recline for this. I'll be asleep here in about 1 hour.
Take care of yourself, George Kittle. You're the best.
Yep, see you, fellas. Thank you for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Kittle.
What a legend.
George Kittle, passenger extraordinaire.
Fantastic.
What a legend.